Okay, so I got it recording. So what you need to have out is, and let me just check real quick here. There is a pose and response. Okay. All right, so how many of you first, and go ahead and, actually I'm gonna bring this down at a proper, I got like monitors and all kinds of stuff hanging all over the place. It is quite the makeshift studio in here. Let me get this pop filter. Is that sounding okay for you guys? Give me a yes or a no, it sounds okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, so quickly, yes or no in the chat box. And it looks like we don't have that many people, so I'm gonna take roll to make sure and indicate those people who are not here. Sorry, this is like one of the biggest pains of virtual learning is not having you physically around me, so I'm constantly having to do this thing where I comb through our roll sheet to make sure that everybody's here. Cool. Did Felipe get kicked off? Let me see if I can get Felipe real quick before we get started. Apologies, guys. Thank you for being patient. Okay, I just messaged Felipe, so hopefully he's coming, and I got my roll taken care of. So, sorry, thank you guys for being patient during all the logistics. Okay, so how many of you, yes or no in the chat box, have used these Hawk Talk cards before? Either yes I have or no I haven't. Awesome. I need everybody to answer, not just a few of you. Everybody needs to tell me yes or no. Either yes, you've used the Hawk Talk cards, or no, you have not. Perfect. Thank you to Sophie, Jesus, Annabelle, Alina, Betsy, Anthony, Christina, David, Marisol, Joseph. Thank you to all of you who answered quickly. So, I'm going to go over this because there are people who either have forgotten that they've used them or have never used them before. These are what we use to guide our writing, any type of writing and any type of speaking that we do. It's just a really easy way of guiding our speaking and our writing because it kind of breaks down, Hawk Talk cards kind of break it down into these little parts here. And today we're just going to be looking at the foundation of our little house here, okay? So we're just going to be, and I'm going to maybe pull this up a tad. Oh no, that changes the lighting completely. We'll keep it like that. How many of you guys can see the words okay? Say yes or no, you can see and read this. No. Okay, that's what I figured. Let me adjust the lighting real quick.
Are you using your new camera?
No, I am not using my new camera because, as I said before, I think I said it yesterday, is that I have SD cards, but I have not purchased an SD card since like 2011, which means all of my SD cards are less than 30 megabytes per second. And you need to have a SD card that is capable of writing at least 30 megabytes per second so that...
Is it a whiteboard or a notebook?
What's that?
Whiteboard or notebook?
Right now, you should have a you should have a notebook out. You should always have all your materials around you. And I just put out a video on my YouTube channel. If you guys haven't checked it out, please check it out. It's just a real informational video about what exactly you should have in front of you every single day for virtual learning. So again, if you haven't checked that out, please check it out. So we have our foundation, okay? So we have the basis for building our ideas off of. And that first thing that we got to do is really share that idea out, okay? And the way that we can share our idea instead of just saying one word or two word answers is we start our answering, or we start our idea sharing with these kind of nice little sentence frames or sentence starters that I usually put inside of the assignments already. So you've probably already seen these sprinkled into assignments. Tell me yes or no. I've seen it in assignments that you've given me, or I have not seen it before in the tasks. Perfect. So I always try to put these in as much as possible just to kind of help you. Yeah.
My Chromebook it's a low battery, low battery.
Can you plug it in?
I'll see if I can, I'm gonna charge it.
Yeah, just find an outlet and plug it in because you can still use it while it's plugged in.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so we got on our Hawk Talk cards. I'm gonna try to figure out how to give you guys a digital set because we actually have little sets, and you guys might have used them in your classroom. We actually have a blue, a yellow, a red, a green, a yellow, a red, and a blue. And if I could get those to you, that would be very helpful because then you could use them whenever you're doing a writing assignment. Any of my writing assignment lessons are going to go more in depth into this than what this is doing. This is just a very brief overview of what to expect, okay? And let me make sure I'm...
Mr. Pakuala,
Yes.
can we write all of it that's on the post? Can we write everything down where it's right there in our notebook?
Totally. You're more than welcome to copy this stuff down because I don't yet have a set of cards for each of you. I'm trying to figure out how they're going to, if they're going to do a materials distribution and if I can get them out to you that way. But yes, Betsy, I think that's a wonderful idea. For right now, you can just copy. Yeah, yes, I agree, Betsy. Great job. In fact, Betsy, I'm going to be giving you a critical thinking point there. Oh my goodness, I have to write it down because I still haven't changed the dojo stuff. I have so many things to do, guys.
It's frozen.
I feel frozen.
You're frozen. You're not like, yeah. I'm trying to look at my notebook.
Am I still frozen? Well, don't worry if I'm frozen. I'm not frozen on my iPhone, which is where I'm recording this lesson in case any of you guys happen to skip out on it, okay? So, well, when we share ideas in school, we're usually not sharing ideas just to share ideas. Let's be honest, we're usually sharing ideas because a teacher has asked us to, okay? A teacher has asked us a particular question and we have to respond to it, right? So, a teacher could be giving you a prompt, okay, or prompting you to say something by asking you a question. And these prompts match up with the way that you can respond or start sharing your thoughts. So, what do you think can be responding? You can be responding with, I think that. What did you notice? I noticed that. What is your opinion? In my opinion. How can we combine our ideas? We can say. So, all of these are including a way of creating a complete sentence to complete your thought. And these are also helpful because if you're called on and you can say one of these, it gives you a chance to kind of think of more ideas as you're starting your sentence. So, a lot of times you will see, and if you're not on mute, please mute. A lot of times you'll see these questions or these prompts inside of my assignments. And you'll know that you should be seeking one of these response starters when you begin writing or speaking, okay? This is very good for our vlog responses. This is very good for answering questions, all right? We're not going to get into yellow, red, or blue today, but we will be getting into them soon. Right now, we're going to practice using this as writing. So all of you guys are going to be sharing your thoughts to a particular question, and I'm going to write that question in the chat box, and then I want you guys to answer in the chat box. You select which one you think is going to work for the prompt that I give you, and we're going to do this before I put it in the chat box and everybody answers. We're going to do an example right now all together, and I'm not going to lie, guys, it is very smoky in the classroom right now. My throat is getting very, very dry. I saw
My living room, it's really smoky too.
Yeah.
I don't know why. We closed all the windows.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If there's any little cracks or anything. Same with me. My door's closed. The windows are all closed. I can still smell it. Okay, so.
Yeah. Where it's not smoky right now, it's in my room. That's where I don't smell the smoky.
That's where you should be then, so you don't breathe that in.
Yeah, yesterday I was in the living room because we watched the TV from there. And it was really smoky that when I was going to go to sleep, I couldn't really sleep.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm writing, what did you think about the Kahoot game that we played? Today. So, what do you think about the Kahoot game that we played today? Now, one of the things that we want to make sure that we do, and I'm going to try and find a different color because I don't like to use the same color. And I unfortunately don't have any other colors because I usually get colors from the office at the beginning of the year, but oh, I do, I have one other color, I have blue. I usually get a couple brand new boxes of Expo markers from the office every year. We didn't get any supplies from them this year, which is weird because it's not as if we're not like still teaching, so I don't understand where we're supposed to, I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not gonna try to get it. I'm just gonna go with it. Go with the flow, roll with the punches. So I'm gonna bring this down just a bit. So what do you think about the Kahoot game that we played today? So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3,
4.
and 4.
Mr. Kakwa, like, can we do Clash Dojo random where we can get like people to say their answer?
We'll do that on the second one. This one, I just want everybody to put in the chat box whether they think the response 1, 2, 3, or 4 should be used for this prompt.
Okay.
Which response sentence starter should be used for this prompt?
I think.
Well, put it in the chat box. Omar says 2. David says 1. Jesus says 3. Marisol says 1. Joseph says 1. Eric says 1. Betsy says 1. So, I saw a few people that said 3. Okay? That would work. But what I like about 1 and why I think it's superior to 3 is because the question has the word think in it.
Plus, it'll be like your
And then this response has the word think in it. What was that, Betsy?
It's like what you're thinking about.
Right. So, not that there's a huge difference between an opinion and your thinking, but a thinking is almost more raw. Like it hasn't been solidified, it hasn't been filtered. It's raw thoughts. And so you're allowed a little bit more leeway when you're just thinking, right? As opposed to, in my opinion, you're setting up a thesis, okay? When you say, in my opinion, you're setting up a thesis statement that will then be proven with evidence. If that makes sense. So in my opinion, you're really setting up a strong opinion, right? This is more of a thought that hasn't yet been filtered. Almost with I noticed too. I noticed can be really unfiltered. As we get down here though, we start to actually need to filter our words a little bit more. Okay? So, I think we use 1 for this, and I want to go back to Christina, and I want to use Christina's example here because she looks like she put in an excellent example. And Christina wrote, I think, and I hope it's okay that I'm using your example, Christina, I think the Kahoot, and if you can't see this, don't worry, because I am going to post this video up. I am recording 4K right now, but it's on my iPhone. All right, I thought the Kahoot game was fun for me because it's... Oh, you never played Kahoot, Christina?
What?
Did you never play Kahoot?
No.
Nice. I'm super glad that I was able to show you your first game of Kahoot. I think the Kahoot. I think this game, Kahoot game, was fun for me. Because it was my first time playing. And I am using Christina's example here because it uses I think, and the question used, what do you think? So one of the things, yes.
Can you tell me what's the last one? I can't really see and read it.
This one?
No, the one with the green paper downstairs, right there.
Which part do you want?
Next side.
How can we combine ideas?
Thank you.
Anthony, did you find it fun? Sophie, do you have a question? Sophie? All right. Good. We're going to, I thought I saw a question mark, sorry. We are going to answer the question that I typed in the chat box now, and we are going to try to select the correct response, and then I'm going to randomize on Dojo for somebody to share, okay?
Which one is your question?
I'm typing it in the chat box, so wait for it in the chat box.
Okay.
The question is, what do you notice when you look outside your door?
Oh, I got the good answer.
What do you notice when you look outside your door?
Mr. Kapola?
Yes.
Could you read the responding on the line of the responding thing?
I'm sorry, say that one more time?
Could you read all the words that are on the side of the responding?
Yeah. Let me, is this better?
Yes.
I agree, Eric. Potential definite lung damage. Make sure to use the sentence starters though. Don't give me 3-word answers. Give me full complete answers. All right, guys, so most of you have answered. I'm going to quickly, don't worry if this is getting erased now because I'm posting the video and you will be able to copy all this down from the video that's recording over here. So don't worry, but I do want to explain, I saw a lot of answers there, but I noticed that there, and I'm taking what a lot of people have said, was ash outside, or excuse me, I noticed there was ash in the air when I looked outside my door. Now, what can anybody, and I'm going to actually randomize on Dojo. I want somebody to tell me what's the difference between what I included in my answer and what everybody included in their answer, because there's a big major difference that's going to really determine whether or not you get full credit on an answer or not. Sophie, what is different in my answer? My answer includes something that nobody else's answer includes. What is that?
It's the last part that you said when I looked outside my door.
Yeah, and why is that important?
Because it tells you, like, it tells you where you were at.
Yeah,
What you're talking about.
right. It gives more specifics onto what I'm talking about. And I'm going to give you a critical thinking point there, Sophie. I'm just marking them down right now on my, I was going to say notebook, but I'm not going to pretend that I'm that organized. It's literally a piece of construction paper I'm marking it down on. So, that smoke is bad. So, this specifically addresses the question that I asked. Why does it specifically address the question I asked? Because the question I asked specifically stated, I'm going to go back to it right now. What did you notice when you look? I did a typo. It should say, what did you notice when you looked outside your door? Or what do you notice when you look outside your door? So I have my tenses a bit off. So I do apologize for that. I typed it a little fast. But what do you notice when you look outside your door? I noticed that there was ash in the air when I looked outside my door. I have taken part of the question and placed it into the answer. That way, anybody reading the response knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, I noticed that there was ash in the air when I stuck my head in an oven, right, and looked around. Because that could happen when you go to, after an oven's been on, and you go and you look inside the oven, there's all kinds of ash in the oven, especially if it's a wood fire oven. So that would make sense. You got to tell us specifics. I noticed the ash when I looked outside my door because that is what the question asks. When you looked outside your door, what did you see? We are 2 minutes over our time here. This is actually everything that I wanted to get through in this, minus the practice for you guys. And we're going to be practicing this more on Monday. But you also do practice it when you're doing your vlog response that is due for Engage today. So Friday, this has to do, with an assignment that is due today. That is the Engage assignment. And if you click on the schedule, the daily independent schedule, it does have that assignment on there. You just click on it and it takes you right to the assignment. That's the assignment where you do the quiz notes on the video of the ancient Maya. And you also will record a 30-second plus or minus 5-second vlog response using one of these sentence frames. I hope you guys got a little bit of use out of this. I do want to... What's that?
I liked it.
Good. Awesome. I am going to let you guys go and take your break. I don't feel bad that I took 5 minutes of it because I did give you guys a little extra break before we got into math. So go ahead and I will see you guys at our math lesson, 10:45 a.m. guys. Math lesson at 10:45 a.m. Check the schedule and make sure you are there.
On the Maya or in
The 10:45 meeting link. It's on our calendar. Who else had a question? I heard. What was that?
On the Maya, you're telling us to use one of those things?
Yes.
The vlog response?
On the vlog response for the Maya, I ask you, and I have this written in. You need to use one of these sentence starters to start your vlog response.
Mr. Capone, are we doing math today on Collaborate Math?
Yes, 10:45 a.m. I will see you.
I love math.
Perfect.
When are we gonna share all about me slide?
We are going to shoot for win-win time on that.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, at least I'm done with it.
I said, yeah, I'm going volunteers first. I put that in the schedule.
Okay.
So volunteers first. So if you're ready and you want to go, that's who's going to present first.
Okay.
Sound good?
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'll see you guys at 10:45.
Okay.
Bye-bye.